FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
There are several reasons, though, for this burgeoning obsession. Mail has always traveled to us with a small but palpable comet trail of anticipation. Regular delivery of the post created a daily rhythm of that expectation. We know that bills in official forms will come, but there might also be postcards from friends, Christmas cards, magazines, or maybe more. In 1967, the direct marketing firm Publishers Clearinghouse launched a prize giveaway. It might not just be your subscription of Runner's World in your mailbox. It might also be a $1 million check with the prize patrol in tow. Now that our inboxes have become both our most used mailbox and virtual doorstep, it's hard not to have the same complicated mixture of good and bad expectations when clicking email. Except that we no longer have to wait. The BlackBerry was introduced in 1999, and by 2004 it had 1 million users, a number that doubled 10 months later. And as of June 2009, that number had reached 28.5 million worldwide. And that doesn't even count people using their email-enabled cellular phones. Millions upon millions of people now the world over can and do constantly check their email. And psychologists have discovered that their behavior in doing so is very like that of a person sitting before a slot machine. Neurologists have now understand why these standbys of casinos are addictive, even if they're ugly. They work on a principle called variable interval reinforcement schedule, which Tom Stafford, a lecturer in the Department of Psychology at the University of Sheffield, has explained can establish the strongest habits in human beings. This means rather than reward an action every time it is performed, you reward it sometimes, but not in a predictable way. So with email, usually when I check it, there's nothing interesting, but sometimes there's juicy gossip or something wonderful, an invite, and I get a reward. And there are chemical reasons why this reward feels good, reasons that go beyond the quality or rarity of the gossip. The midbrain is constantly trying to make predictions about when we will and won't be rewarded. And brain imaging is beginning to show that when we get a big reward, such as a jackpot payout, dopamine, the hormone and neurotransmitter, floods the anterior cingulate, the part of the brain that appears to control mechanical functions such as heartbeat and breathing, but as well as rational functions such as decision-making and reward anticipation. If we're performing an action that doesn't always pay out but does some of the time, such as playing the slots, the lesson learned is that if we want a reward, we need to keep pulling that lever. So it is with our email. We need to keep clicking that Send Receive tab even when our computer is set to automatically check email every 90 seconds. To get the reward we've come to expect will arrive sooner or later. Someone is thinking of me. The addictive nature of working in this environment has been good for response rates. In one recent survey, it took people an average of just 1 minute and 44 seconds to respond to an email pop-up. 70% of alerts provoked a reaction in just 7 seconds.